We have got a very exciting couple of videos to do. First things first, all good?
Yes, I'm still here.
We're still there. We had a couple of requests for some snacks. So we've decided to do sausage rolls at a request for Ben Martin and some Scotch eggs, which are for Liam Bettison. So we're going to start with sausage rolls, and then tomorrow's video will be on the Scotch egg, but using the same sausage meat as we're going to prepare today, as it's a good base for both. Talk you through the ingredients. So we've got some Jolly Hog sausages here. These
Always Jolly Hog.
Always Jolly Hog. These are the caramelised onion ones, which are delicious. We've got an egg, which is just for egg wash. We've got some puff pastry, and then we've got some plain flour just for the pastry, and then we've got some flavour makers. So we've got some Coleman's mustard, salt and pepper obviously. We're going to put some sriracha in. You can also use Tabasco, that would work very well. We've got some ketchup, trusty Heinz ketchup. You can also put some soft herbs in. You can put parsley, it's delicious, just finely chopped through it. You could put some tarragon in if you want to, put chives. You can also put some onion if you quite like that. It'll obviously get cooked, but it'll have a bit of a bite. So we're going to start with the preparation of our sausage meat. So you're going to get a bowl, just like this. Unpackage our sausages. You can obviously do this with sausage meat. We're always more likely to have a sausage in the house than we are
Oi.
to have prepared sausage meat. If you are using sausage meat, they just do exactly the same. I'm going to put some gloves on. Right, so with your sausage, we're just going to squeeze in the middle, and then we're going to just push out, hold on to the edge and pull out. So then you end up with the little sack bit, and repeat. I'm going to remove one glove. You will see why. Get rid of our packaging. So now we've got our sausage meat here, ready to go. So we're going to add some flavour makers. So, it's going to be good one-handing this. So we're going to add, we're running low on mustard. You can add whatever mustard you want. You could do whole grain, you could do a mix, you could do Dijon, English, French, whatever you want. For a bit of spice, about the same again of sriracha, some ketchup, a little bit of seasoning, and some pepper.
Do you want me to hold it?
I want you to do it.
I hold it, you twist it.
That's ridiculous, just do it.
Excuse my hands.
And some pepper.
They are washed.
There we go, that's perfect. Right, so at this point is then when you'd add your soft herbs, your very green, it does look quite pretty. You can also add paprika, you could add some spices, other, Cajun spice if you want to. Depends really what flavour you're going for. Oh, sage, also a brilliant herb that obviously goes with pork really well. So we've mixed that all in, as you can see. Give it a good old mix up. Now we're going to prepare our puff pastry. So we're going to just dust. There was a request by a great friend of ours for puff pastry. I had to message her to say I never make puff pastry, which is probably an awful thing to do. I may well do a video on it, but all butter puff pastry is equally, if not better, than what you can make at home now. There's our sheet, nicely unrolled. Check the thickness of it. I actually think that's fine. I quite like the pastry part of the sausage roll, which is naughty. What we're going to do, which is very chefy, is I've got a piping bag here. Just so we get an even amount throughout the sausage, I'm going to put half of our meat, because we're going to keep the other half for the Scotch eggs, into this piping bag. If you don't have a piping bag, really good tip for at home is if you get a couple of freezer bags, zip bags, put them in together, make sure the corners match up and are really pushed in together. Put your whatever into the thing, make a sort of funnel and cut the end as you would with a piping bag. If you don't mind about it being totally perfect in terms of width the whole way through, just do it by hand. Just put it in the middle, and there we go. We've now got our piping bag ready. You need to push the meat up to the width that you want them to. We're going to go about there. So our hole is about that big. So now we're just going to move our board to the side, pull back our pastry, and we're going to do a line about half an inch away from the thing, away from the edge. So we are obviously making quite small party-sized ones. So just squeeze gently, pull it off and pull the end away. So now we're on to the wrapping part, which is a bit that I think scares a lot of people. So fold over your ½ inch, push down. You want it to have a lip. So you want this to be double. So you're pushing back, pushing down against your tube so that it's nice and tight. We're then going to cut without hurting the surface.
Oh, straight onto the wood.
Yep, sorry. Like that.
Sorry,
You can just move that away. And now we're going to crimp. So, turn it lengthways.
A crimp. A Cornish crimp?
I don't know what a Cornish crimp is.
I know what a Cornish crimp is.
So, take the corner, you fold and you push. And then you
it's a cheats.
move up.
That's a cheats crimp.
Fold and push. Fold and push.
Kind of stuff they
Fold
do
and
in
push.
Warrens.
Fold and push. Stop. Hopefully you can see what I'm then creating. Corner, get the thumb, push. Roll, push. Roll, push. Roll, push, and all the way down. Then you've gone to the ends. So we're now going to just gently lift up your sausage, move it back. So then get to your end. So just to neaten it up, just use, we'll get rid of that little bit, that's fine. Or you can obviously keep it, chef's perks. So so just get rid of that end as well. There we go. So now you need to cut them into whatever size you want. Be hard with it, but try not to push. You sort of want to carve and then down.
Are we expecting children?
Yeah.
Seems like a very small...
They're party-sized, Adam.
Sorry.
Then what you want to do when you've got these all is you want to just give them a little slit in the top, just to let some of the air out, which will then mean that they don't the pastry doesn't come up too far above the sausage meat. So they're then ready. We're then going to get a mug out. We're going to make a little egg wash. Very easy, 1 egg. Can just use egg yolk, and that will then give you a much darker colour on your sausage rolls, so it depends what you want. I'm going to use the whole egg. Give it a good beat. You need a trusty pastry brush. Now, if you don't have one of these, we have a plastic one. You can obviously use like a paintbrush one. You can use a paintbrush, or you can use your finger if you don't have either, and just wipe it on like that with clean hands, obviously. So because we have this, we're just going to wipe all of them. Don't worry about it being messy. The more the merrier. Get right into those little creases and all over, because you want it. The egg wash will give them a lovely sheen, so then they'll make them nice and shiny. You can also do a milk wash, which you can add milk into your egg. It makes it a little bit easier to work with. Or if you only have milk and you don't have any eggs, just do a milk. So just wipe milk over the top of them, and it will do much the same. It won't make them as dark, because obviously the egg is the reason, the egg yolk is the reason for the darkness, but milk will still give them the nice sheen. So there they are, ready to go. We're going to repeat that again in a different tray. You need to leave a good amount of room between them, because obviously the puff pastry will puff up. These are going to go into the oven at about 180 for this size for about 30 minutes. You basically want the sausage meat cooked and the pastry to be baked through. So I'm going to leave it there, pop those in, and we'll show you what they look like after. So these have been in the oven for half an hour, and as you can see, they've got a really lovely sheen on them. They're nice colour, they're cooked through, they taste beautiful. Adam's had one already.
I did.
Such a piglet.
Oh, it's so good.
So Ben Martin, like to see you cook some, please, buddy, and send me some pics. And enjoy the sausage rolls.